So would you say you're naturally a skeptic, and you're actually trying to find a rational explanation for everything?
Yeah. The majority of the group are really, skeptical of what we're doing. When we go in people's homes and when people tell us what's going on. Then we have a few that we have to calm down a little bit. They get a little bump or something. They're like, "Oh, there it is," But then when one of us walk up and start explaining it, they're like, "Oh, I hate you people," But there's some people who just believe so much, and there's nothing wrong with that. And the people like us, the rest of the group, they're kind of, let's wait a minute, let's look at this, let's take our time and try to figure it out. And there are times that some of the evidence we have gotten, the voices we can't explain, some shadows we can't explain because there was no way there. Actually got into Major Grand Mansion while we're setting up. I just set up a camera in the basement and the door was open. People were all walking around all throughout the mansion setting up audio equipment, video. I went into another room in the basement and you could see somebody walk by the door. Well, it wasn't me, and it wasn't none of the other guys or girls, because it was a really hot day. It was like 98 to 100 degrees that day. Everyone had tank tops, shorts, t-shirts. Everybody's dressed comfortably and cool. This person had black pants on, black vest, and a long white sleeve shirt. But about 98% of the time, we can explain that it's simple things: wood swelling, cooling, and getting hot, swelling, and popping in the house settling.
What's the weirdest unexplained activity that you've experienced? Maybe the one that freaks you out the most.
Well, to me, it would probably be Pocahontas Cemetery. The first time we investigated it, this was like our 4th, 5th case. And we were there all day. We were there from 12 o'clock during the day till 2 o'clock in the morning. And one of the girls in the group, she brought a keyboard that when you push the keys on it, it'll play music and also it'll light up. Well, she and my son set it by some of these graves. I think there's like 4 or 5 of these little kids that died during the 1917 plague that was going around.
Mm-hmm.
So she asked if anybody was listening, this is, if you push the keys, it'll play music and so forth. Well, a few seconds go by, and then clearly you hear a small child say, "I pushed it." They didn't hear it, but later when we went over the audio, actually I did. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I heard it. I woke everybody up. Actually got everybody up and got them down there. It's like, listen to this. And there've been some people like, oh, they're really skeptical about it. They're like, "Oh, I was a kid." Well, yeah, it's a kid, but when it happened, it was like 11:30, 12 o'clock at night, and we don't have kids with us.
As far as joining the society goes, how do you accept new members? Do you accept anybody? Is there an application process? How does that work?
Well, we do have an application process, and it's about 12 pages, and it is kind of detailed. I need to know, people's medical backgrounds, any kind of prescriptions, I need to know as much as I can possibly get from these people, because they're going to people's homes.
Mm-hmm.
And I cannot take a chance on bringing someone in that could potentially steal something,
right,
or later come back and do damage or something.
Right.
And plus, we also have an officer that is a member, and he does a background check for us. And in a way, after you do the application process, you have 4 investigations you have to go on. And after 4 investigations, we will vote all the head of the departments will get together and we'll talk about how their performance was during each investigation or events and how they interacted with the clients or, you know, with us and how they treated the equipment and so forth. And then we'll vote for them to be in or out.
So it's like a trial process, the 4 investigations.
Right. And to get them trained too.
Do you run across a lot of people in this area that just think you're fruity?
Yes.
Think you're crazy?
Yeah, and you know, sometimes because I'm really passionate about this and I put a lot of work into it for free. And the people that we do investigations for, I feel like we are trying to help them. You know, we are trying to explain something for them that they don't have the time or they're scared to, you know, try to dig into it themselves. And I've noticed with a lot of, you know, with all of our clients, pretty much, they all seem relieved that, okay, well, I'm glad that, you know, you seen that the wind was rattling the gate. That explains that. Or, you know, something walked by a window in an office. Well, there was a car that went by and turned a corner a certain way, and it would give you that shadow.
Yeah.
And it makes them feel more comfortable when they're back in their office. So a lot of people, when they get negative to us, it really does kind of hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know, I'm not trying to push anything on no one.
And you're putting so much effort into this anyway.
Right. Yeah, I'm putting a lot of work, a lot of time. But we've got a few projects that we've been working on. There's a DVD that's going to be coming out, I think, in October, where we work with Jerry Sword. He's a director, singer down in the Bristol area, and it's got to deal with the Civil War and paranormal. So once we get that, you know, I'll be able to get that out on our website and on Facebook. Basically what we did, we went into the Sinking Springs Cemetery and done a small investigation there, and they done some filming. We've got 3 shows that's going to be airing on A&E. One's going to be October 15th, and that's going to be at the Molly Tynes home that we investigate here in Tazewell. The other 2, one's the Pocahontas Cemetery, and one's on the Major Graham Mansion in Max Meadows. A&E's asked us to possibly do more next summer. Jerry Sword is also wanting us next summer to work again with him for a 2nd volume of the Civil War and paranormal. So we've actually got a lot of doors that are starting to open up, and it's amazing. I mean, it's blowing my mind how within 3 years, me sitting up on a hill with a recorder and a camera, we have come to this, to where we've got like 17 members, including honorary members. I'd like to build it up enough to where we have 2 teams, because we just get so many requests now. I can't handle it all. I need to split it up, right, and try to cover more. And people can just check out our website. We've got everything up there. Everything that is on the website is what we give the client. Okay. So we ain't hiding nothing. Everything's out there on the table. That's the way I want it. I want it all on the table.
All right. Well, thank you for talking to Tazewell Times.
Okay, well, I appreciate it.